My name is Tim, an urban farmer based in Orange Farm, doing mixed farming south of Joburg. Orange Farm is a community of over 200,000 people. We got farmers, but there's nobody to service their needs, and that is criminal. Most of the people are suffering out of diseases. It's because people don't know that their health is a direct reflection of what they are eating. Through this small farm of ours, we are trying to change the discourse: eat healthy, eat organic.
I'm Nadir Malan, Senior Lecturer in Development Studies at the University of Johannesburg and the convener of Izindaba Zokudla. We're here on the Soweto campus of the University of Johannesburg talking about the South African food system. The South African food system is not the most healthy food system. In South Africa, food is very much part of our identity and our aspirations. So meat is seen as an aspirational, high-class food. Now that is a problem because it pushes out alternatives and more sustainable alternatives. And that has contributed to the occurrence of both obesity and malnutrition in the country. Farmers are losing their share of the value chain. Farmers in South Africa get at most about 15 to 17% of the value chain, and most of the value in our food system accrues to retailers and food processors. It's not easy to change the food system. The food system is characterized by large corporations who have a very strong vested interest in keeping the status quo. African foods don't have the global recognition that it deserves. These foods are actually exactly what we want. They are very healthy, nutrient dense, they are resistant to climate change, they can grow on much less water. Those kinds of foods also have a bigger social footprint, and those kinds of foods often create more jobs, they are more economically productive, and they also conserve the environment and they lead to better social relations. We would be growing our heritage foods in an urban area.
We got two types of crops and vegetables that we're growing. We got this common one: spinach, beetroot, lettuce, onions, cabbage, and the indigenous. Are they like amaranthus, the nyembe beans, we got the millet, we got the pumpkins, the African cucumbers. Those are species that are on the endangered list because people are moving away from them. So the challenge with those crops, they grow once in a season. And there is a modern lifestyle fashion. So people are moving out of that, forgetting that the old indigenous crops, they had some essential minerals and nutrients that we don't find on these other crops. So we are growing them, but not on that large scale.
The reason we need to take serious urban agriculture is because urban agriculture is a means to transform the food system. And it's not only about growing food closer to where we live, but it's also about rearranging the value chain in food.
I think organic market is a holistic view of how we must all adapt to the environment. It is a self-sufficient enterprise that's able to sustain me, sustain my family, sustain the people around, so that at least I'm able to earn a living.
Big business was always seen as part of the problem, but it need not be so. Big business can bring a really great measure of credibility to this movement to incorporate smaller farmers into the food value chain. Now, a large multinational company like Unilever could play a decisive role in this. Not only could it leverage changes in policy to recognize urban farms, but it could use its size to rearrange the value chain and the supply chain, which is very inefficient, to deliver food much quicker to the consumer with a lot less emissions and much bigger social impact. Large corporations could enter into partnerships with multiple smaller farmers through technology-enabled platforms, and it could make production from smaller farms competitive with production on very large farms. And these new opportunities will be very much tied up with a cultural economy, the abilities of big business and the rise of an alternative global consciousness which is focused on heritage and the non-Western cultures, and that could create really interesting products and an interesting food system.